Gundam Kitchen fans, it's time for the Wing Zero EW Verca build and review. So let's get into it. It's a manual. You've seen these before. So what's cool about this one, being a Verca manual, 2 pages dedicated just to gimmicks. Then you got another 2 pages dedicated to history, an interview with Katoki, and a little bit of design aspects too. Now this manual looks really thick, but ain't all that bad. You basically got 5 pages just for the transformation at the end. So between the 5 pages of transformation and the 4 pages of fluff, you got like 9 pages off. Here's the runners, looking real good. We got a bunch of runners, not crazy, like most of them are big wing parts, but those water slides, that's the scary part. Rolling back through these runners here, lots of white runners, more feather parts, even had a couple extra feathers at the end of the day. Comes with a stand, obviously necessary because they want you to do that bird mode. So you're going to need a stand for that. Really nice blues. There are 2 shades of blue. I think that really helped the kit out. Gives it some tone changes. If I were going to paint it, I'd mix a little off-white with white on the white armor as well and really set it off. Here's the foot. Got that nice little moving toe section there. Really good flex in the arch of the foot, but that's also because of the transformation. A lot of things in the legs were for the transformation, like this part right here, which I thought was so clever, but until I realized it was for the transformation, so it was necessary. But the way they have that moving up and down, I've seen that in a couple Gundams. I think they might have been in the Real Grade New as well, but works really well, consistently works well. 2-part knee thing on there too, super bend in the legs, and it still bends that well with the armor on too, as you will see shortly. But all that articulation again, this nice looking frame still translates to armored up as well, which is really cool. And here you go with those legs. So you got some back things that open up on the legs, some flaps and vents look really good there. And then here goes that same articulation. Look at that. Same amount of flow right there. And that double knee there. Love it. I think they did an excellent job in proportions and articulation on this. And sturdiness. Really sturdy. Not having things popping off like a real grade or the high res. Very nice. And here we go into that cockpit. Without that armor, I can see Hero in there. And then all that ab flux there. Also very cool on the back there. That's part of what goes into the backpack to give it more stability for the backpack too. And now with the armor on, you're going to lose a little bit on that ab flex, but not too bad. Still has a nice amount of ab flex. And of course, those cool Vulcans up in the shoulders. Your clear pieces with reflective green underneath looks really good. And you still get good visibility of Hero, even with the armor on. Moving on to these nice wings. Very cool feature here. Pull one side, both sides move. Love that. There's a little bit of flex in those feathers, but they also give you those extra feathers, I guess just in case you break it or drop it or something like that or lose one. But they seem pretty durable, and I like that. Not my favorite wing in the world. When it comes to the wings, like the high res has it, but very nice nonetheless. And then this gun. This, surprisingly, is one of the coolest things in the whole kit. This gun has a lot going on. As you can see, it just folded. Not a big deal there. But there's a lot of pieces moving on this gun. So you got this little peg, and I would love to see this little peg used on a lot more things. You see me mess around with it a little bit there, and we'll see why that's very critical in a few seconds. So here's the arm. Arm has really good flexibility. Has these nice blue parts that slide. And under that slide there, it's where that peg goes in. So you slide that back, peg goes in there, which stabilizes that big, long gun. And even more importantly, as you can see that flap down there, you can put this together to make the twin busters. And when you have 2 guns sticking out that far, you're going to need something to hold it up. So the extra support of that peg does a hell of a job of keeping it all stable and together. Brilliant. And that little peg is on a swivel and swivels all over the place. So it worked perfect for the double busters. It works great when you use that single gun. Really good idea. Love to see that in a lot more applications. Now, the only fear I have is that peg might break one day because it's pretty firm in there. Hard to get it out. And I really like how they have it. So when you're not using it like that, you can fold it away. Very clever mechanism to fold it away. The handle folds away. The part that helps you make them the twin busters folds back in. Very dynamic, very interesting gun. Really nice job, Bandai. And then on to the construction here, putting all the body parts together. So got that upper body connected to the waist, which had a really nice amount of color separation in the waist with the 2 shades of blue. And I really like how the white throughout the kit, especially in the legs and on the skirts, is broken up by those little gray bits here and there. The only place they missed on that, breaking it up with the gray bits, and you think you might have it, is because on the box art and in the manual, the front of the feet have 2 little rectangles on them on each foot. And they're either painted white in the manual or gray on the box art, but they are just red. So that's like the only touch up I can see that's like definitely I would have to do just to give the feet a little more definition. And surprisingly, even with those big wings on him, he can stand pretty well and make those like box art pose. You see right on the box art, you don't need to stand for that. He can do that with those giant wings on there. Probably helps that he has giant guns too. They're helping him balance it all out. But he's fairly balanced for as big as those wings are. And those wings have a lot of articulation. So you can bring them forward more and help with the balancing too. Now I got to give a big shout out to my crew that came through and helped us with this build. I had my team, my man Alberto, Steve, Rick, and Steve too. We blew through this in about 3.5 hours, and one person came in 20 minutes later than everybody else, and another person came about an hour later than everybody else. So with teamwork, got it done real quick. But we didn't get as far as we wanted to because we wanted to get some of the water slides done. So that'll be a project I'm going to do throughout the week. December 16th, 2020. I will be working on this probably Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So if you're in the area, Gundam Kitchen, come through and you can watch me work on them, get some help out with that if you've never done water slides. And I will try to post a video on it because I don't think I have a water slide video. It's not that hard, but a lot of people are always asking about it. All right, classic box art picture here. And the pose with ease. Like I said, no stand needed. Very nice. Like I said, I love the way those wings can be manipulated around the body. And then here you go. That's what you've been dreaming of. Twin buster rifles, and they actually work. Those shoulder joints are able to roll forward so that he can hold the gun, and then with the pegs in the gun to stabilize, it doesn't tip forward, fly out his hand, or anything like that. Wasn't even that much of a hassle to get into that pose. And then I'll look at it next to the high res. So this is what I was wondering. Big price difference, obviously, about $80, I think. But I love the proportions on the Verkai. Verkai has it hands down to me on proportions. Also, the Verkai is much more sturdy. That high res is a little grenade. High res does have it in the wings and that gloss finish. Out the box, that gloss finish is so nice. It just makes up for a lot. And those wings have a lot of great detail on them. So those are the wins for the high res. But at the end of the day, I think the Verkai got it. Between price and just the proportions. Proportions win. Transformation's not too bad. So I'm going Verkai just because of price point and what you get for that price. Here we go. Same classic stance, kind of. Put a nice little background here. Here's a close-up. You can see on those skirts a little bit of the color, the 2 tones of the blue. It's also on the shoulders. You can't see it as well on the shoulders, but it's there as well. So that 2 tones of blue really helped. I wish they'd done 2 tones of white. That would have been made this thing like the best kit ever for master grade, but 2 tones of blue definitely helped. And so we have the Neo bird form. Neo bird form has 2 forms. It has outside atmosphere, so I guess that's the wings tucked up under it, protecting it as it enters an atmosphere, and it's heating up and all, so like heat shields kind of. And then in atmosphere, where you see the wings are more open, you have the top wings up, and definitely probably more mobile in the air. I'm assuming that's all for, and it looks damn good, pretty cool over there. I am not a transforming Gunpla kind of guy. My Gundams is straight up as robots. Usually transformations I think are pretty corny, but this one is pretty damn cool. So I'll give it to him, especially in the in atmosphere look. Thanks for checking us out. Definitely like, subscribe, follow. Check out the Facebook, the Instagram, and if you're ever in South Jersey or anywhere near, come through. We have people coming from DC, New York. Come on through, visit us. It's a real community. As you can see, my boys came through and helped me out this build. We do monthly events, Gunpla Potluck, where we get to see everybody's work. So definitely come through, hang out with us. Gundam Kitchen. Peace.